Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I worked all day today and I've been out here again sorting the pen pal packs over there in the corner. I was so tired when I got home I had to take a nap. And that felt really good. I needed it. I was so thirsty when I woke up. I've got this beautiful wine glass full of ice water. It's really good. I might do this video in parts. Did I say that already? Because Jason is cooking. He played tonight at the airport and then he came home and started cooking. So I might finish this video up in the morning. I wanted to show you the pen pal mail and some other things that I'm working on. I pulled a journal off the shelf and you probably haven't seen this one in a while. I have, because I've pulled it down and looked at it and tried to decide what I'm going to do as far as finishing it up, because there are some pages that I'm not crazy about. I love the binding. I love this. This is like the Poetic Rust journal that was published in Art Journaling magazine. Now, I realize I talked about doing the pen pal mail and then launched straight into a journal, but I am working on the pen pal mail. These are some little bottles that I'm filling up with beads, and I already have some packs that they're full except for just a few more items. But I really want to start working on this again. You can see that this journal is about springtime, and we've got these Sculpey clay, these molds that I created and glued onto the front. I do like the front of this journal. I might want to do some more to it. This is made from an old book cover, and I just love that. I did want to stick with a color theme with this one, just because of the spring, the thought of spring. But there's something about it that's not sitting right. Some of it. I can't really put my finger on what it is that I don't like. That's pretty. I love all of the colors there. And then we have the little bird in the middle of the flower petal. There we go. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. There's one of the prong fasteners. I love those. I love this fabric here, this velvet. Little touches like that really make a journal pretty, I think. Let's get this to focus again and turn the page. I like this page, and this journal needs a whole lot more. I'm not nearly ready to say that this is done. Look at that tiny little tag. What does that say? Amber Dawn. Oh, I think I bought that used. Isn't that adorable? Just look at that little tag. I'm inspired to make some of those. And, you know, I like this part. Again, there's a flower petal with the bird. I always love pom-pom trim. That reminds me of some curtains I made when my oldest was young. And those were the prettiest curtains. They turned out so much better than I even imagined. And I just made them on a whim to go in his room when he was a little boy. And oh, they just turned out so pretty. We have color, which of course is a huge component of springtime. Everybody's ready for color after the cold winter. Color palette. I think I covered up the E in there. Yep, that's probably a Dollar Tree butterfly. And then, so I like the poem here, or the little saying, "Oh Lord, I am tired of mending and ironing through the cold, damp days. Please send spring and singing birds. Send pink and green and blue and soft cotton colored buds. Oh Lord, send spring." I like that. I like this frame. This is just paper with the buttons, and that is from, and that was a photo in my collection. And I try to scan things when I have them so that I can use them again. So for a while, I was really interested in painting angels. I was inspired by my friend Brandy, who recently passed away. And she painted the most beautiful angels. And of course, you know, I mentioned her at the time. I definitely wanted to give her credit for the inspiration. Her eyes are too dark. I think I need to add some white. And it may be that I tried at the time and the black just soaked it right up. I can come back to that. I like the grunge here on this page. Love that old photograph. And what does that say? I don't know what this is. And then I've got the garden keepers written there. You know, old people had to garden. You had to find a way to make sure you had enough food. And here's just a pretty tag. Looks like just a piece of heavy paper, almost like watercolor paper as far as the weight, but it's got that texture. And then on this side, we have a Dollar Tree butterfly. I can't find these die cuts anymore. You know, they used to have the bags full. And then that looks like from a fabric sample. And then, of course, coming back down to the book, another angel. I do like her. She's got more white in her eyes. She may need a little more. All of this book is not ready. I just don't know what I'm missing. Like what it is that I'm feeling when I look at this, but it's not, there's something missing. And I would really love anybody's thoughts about what you think it needs. Something about the colors are not vibing with me, and maybe it's not junky enough. I don't always do well with something that feels so themed. I like to see what the universe sends to me, and I like to pull from what's around me. That feels really organic. So when I try to start like using a theme and being matchy, I get stifled in a way. Now this is interesting. She ended up looking kind of scary. Let me pick this piece of paper up here. And I can't even read this anymore. Pictured but something, blah, blah, blah. I think what I ended up saying about her was that it's like she was looking out from under the ice. Spring, you know, everything is thawing. And she's just frozen under there. I like her hair. Now we could recreate that. I love those white rings in her hair. In fact, that makes me want to draw a lady right now and get a circle something and put white rings all in her hair. I know that's from an old print. I remember that. I love this stamp. I have this stamp on the shelf right now. It's one of my favorites. In the forest, there is no... What? I don't know what that says. In the forest, there is no... But it looks like I just trailed off. I don't know what that was supposed to be. And then we have some dried flowers. That's salvia from the garden, just in a little clear envelope or pocket. And I remember these. That's so pretty. That was some pressed zinnias from 2020. And then under that next page, we've got nasturtium. It might have been everything, but yeah, I think that's all for that. Got like a little town going on here. I'm not crazy about the shimmery paints. I think this book might need some grunge. It's just not grunged up enough. That was part of a dress. I love that. I don't think I ever wore it. I think it was a vintage dress that was falling apart. I probably talked about it in the original video. This book's been sitting for a while, at least a couple of years. And then Another petal with the bird in the center. Observe, we have that. And then here we have think. This is when I started practicing trying to draw little mermaids. I mean, that was fun. I think it turned out cute. I'm not sure it fits in this book. I might have to totally redo some things. I wish I could go visit all the gardens. What is this? Today's page was inspired by the beautiful colors of a cottage garden and a sticker from Dollar Tree. I think Dollar Tree had the mermaid sticker, honestly. And then there's another angel. All of the faces in this book ended up looking so stern, and I don't know what's up with that. There's one of the guinea feathers from my mom's garden. She's got guineas. And those are just, that's probably with some stained water, just an ink pad. I think this is a page that I printed that wasn't supposed to turn out this way, but you know how when your color cartridge finally runs out and you get some weird color print? That's what that was, and I think I put that in. Now I do like her. She's got such a sweet little face. The bees never scared her. It was the people. She's got a little pocket there with it. Looks like a bee coming out. When Michaela was little, she was probably about 10, we had these huge carpenter bees and bumblebees that would visit the plants, and they would get just mesmerized in the pollen. You could kind of pet the bees. So I taught Michaela how to do that, and of course, you know, I had sense enough to tell her you can't do that with all of the flying insects. Some are aggressive, like wasps and hornets and yellow jackets and things, but these bees, you know, she would just touch them while they were sitting on the flowers, and they would just sit still. One of my friends named Shaheen came over to take some cuttings from the gardenias in my yard, and he was so impressed with Michaela petting the bees, as we said, that he came back and gave her a teddy bear, and he brought me a watering can that I still have to this day. I like her. She looks pretty thoughtful. And I love the little bird over here. I do want to finish this book up. I really do. It's a little stamp that I love. And, oh, so that's put on with the book rings. Oh, she looks intense. I ended up calling her the sower. You can see she's dropping the seeds into the ground. And she looks very serious. I would love your thoughts on this journal. What you think it needs. Does it need grunginess? Does it just need more layers? I see I had It's Okay to Be Mad, and then I changed it to hopeful. She, for some reason, I mean, these faces ended up with a really sort of stern, sad overall vibe. And again, I don't know why. I wasn't going for that necessarily. That's pretty. I like that. And then that old paper from a vintage bobbin. I love to use those to put around the holes in paper. What else is in here? And then we're at the end. I think that was another bird. The color just didn't print just right. I think. I don't know why they have that pink look. And then this is just fabric on that inside book page. Glued down. And then on the back, this came from a napkin that was decoupaged onto the back. You can really still see the edges. And then my stamp was right onto the book because I just didn't want to glue a piece of fabric on the back. Let me know what you think about this one, what I need to do. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep working on the fun packs. Oh, and we've got that. I've got to touch her nose up. It's getting a little worn from being pulled out of the bookshelves. All right. Bye for now. See you soon.